Hello everybody, welcome to this pick a card reading. This is going to be my last pick a card reading before I go on a 2-month hiatus from my channel, which simply means I won't be putting out any more content in that time and I won't be responding to comments. I will still be available for personal readings. I'll be available, you can purchase those at my website, and also I'll be online at keen.com, so you can find all of that information down below. But we have 6 reading options, and we're going to be asking why this person finds you so attractive, what they find attractive about you. We're also going to be getting a little bit of information about just kind of how they see the situation or the connection with you. And we have 6 reading options here. Each of them are represented by a flower that you would have seen in the thumbnail image as well. In a moment, I'll tell you what those 6 options are in case you can't read them. I think the video looks like it's showing up pretty clearly though. And the timestamps, of course, are going to be below, so you can go to that at any time. I'm using a new Oracle deck that one of my viewers sent me in this reading, and it's called the Adinkra Oracle Cards by Sood. So Ship was so kind to send me this. It's a beautiful deck, and it's got this gold embossed image, like a symbol, and these are the Adinkra symbols from West Africa. She sent this to me from Ghana, which is where she is now. So it took a long time for it to get to me, and they're just so beautiful. And they have beautiful messages on the back as well. Beautiful purple rose in the background. So I love the combination of purple and gold. Those are 2 of my very favorite colors, although I love colors I just love color, you know. But purple and gold together are kind of, if you saw those in someone's aura, you would know that this is an enlightened spiritual teacher, or someone who's definitely on a path of spiritual mastery. So I think that that is true of Ship herself, you know, for her to have chosen these particular colors. And this is just a beautiful deck. So I'm going to put her contact information in the description and also at the top of the comments as well. So if you're interested in reaching out to her about this beautiful deck that she has made. All right, so we have 6 options here. Now go ahead and get in touch with your intuition in whatever way works best for you. But I feel like sometimes the universe, you know, well, many times the universe connects to our intuition through signs and synchronicities. So it could be that there is some sort of synchronicity that relates to one of these particular flowers. So number 1 is the crocus. Number 2 is the dahlia. Number 3 is amaryllis. Number 4 is sweet pea. Number 5 is camellia. And number 6 is clematis. So those are the 6 reading options. Take your time, and whenever you're ready, just go to your timestamp and I'll see you there. All right, welcome to everybody who chose reading number 1. So we've got a lot of different cards, a lot going on here. But let's just start with ask for what you want. So this card says clear communication with yourself, with God, and with others helps you avoid misunderstandings and speeds up the process of answered prayers. So they feel like you are someone who's not afraid to ask for what you want, and you don't do it in a greedy kind of way. We also have the 7 of Cups, the Devil reversed, and 9 of Wands reversed. So they feel like you're someone who sees all the possibilities that life could offer, and you're not afraid to feel that you're worthy of receiving it. You know, once you know what you want, you're not afraid to ask. You don't necessarily get too attached to it. And I think they see you as someone who has a certain level of acceptance about the fact that you may not always get what you want, but you're not afraid to ask for it anyway. So you're probably someone who is more kind of direct in their communication. Hold on just a moment. Okay. So Coco's not afraid to ask for what she wants either, so she needed to show herself for a moment there. All right, so I feel like also, so we have creative expression. I feel like they love the way that you express yourself in general. So that direct communication, again, they like that. They like that that's the way you express yourself. You also, if you're an artistic person, they definitely find that quite attractive. And they feel like you have a very cheerful personality. But it's sort of like you have a cheerful personality, but at the same time with this stoic card, it's sort of like they see that you have been through a lot, and also with the Nine of Wands, they see that you have been through a lot and you kind of have to keep your chin up. So it's like you can maintain sort of a sense of cheerfulness, or at least put on a happy face, even though you might be dealing with a lot inside. All right. And then we have these beautiful cards that Ship sent me. This one is Dinkium Crocodile, a symbol of adaptability and cleverness. So I think this kind of goes along with creativity, that you're very adaptable. The situation calls for you to go with the flow. It is time to let go of control issues. Use logic to be successful. So yeah, they see like you're someone who can have a creative approach to everything. You don't get locked into just one possibility. You can see all of the possibilities. And because of this, you're very adaptable. And I feel like they have a lot of respect for you. And they find that to be very attractive. We also have Aban Fortress, a symbol of strength and authority. Your goals are achievable. Hard work and determination leads to success. So they see you as someone who's a very hard worker. You're very determined in life. You know, you've had some hard knocks in life. Things have kind of like, you've met with considerable obstacles. They see that, but they're very impressed with the fact that you keep on going. You keep yourself motivated. You just keep pushing forward no matter what. So they're very impressed with you regarding that. And then we have type B. Type B, along with creativity, you know, it's kind of like, even though you might be more of a right-brained personality, it's like you still have this logic and this strategic approach to life, so you have a real good balance of both of those things. They feel like you are someone who's very self-protective, but also someone who really is very interested in protecting their loved ones. You care a lot about people. You're very loyal. This person does also sense that there is some sort of karma that needs to be resolved between the two of you. So I don't feel like things are exactly perfect. And we have these message cards from them as well. So this kind of confirms that as well. So this is more like how they're seeing things. Maybe you're too high maintenance for me. I am very practical about love. It feels safer. I think part of it, you know, in terms of high maintenance, it's just because you really expect a lot, because you give a lot, because you've achieved a lot, you've done a lot. And so, you know, from their vantage point, from their perspective, I feel like they just don't know how to measure up to that. And I think it's more of a fear. I don't know that it's necessarily that you're high maintenance, but they have this fear that you're going to have these expectations of them that they're just not ever going to be able to meet. They feel like you have a very healing and comforting presence, though, even though there's some sort of disharmony between the two of you or something that isn't working out quite right. They do feel like still you have a very healing quality. Some of you might be healers in some capacity, and if so, they're very attracted to that. They feel like that's a wonderful quality that you have. So we also have medium length hair. So I think in general, regardless of the length of your hair, they like your hair. It could be if you've worn it at a medium length, then that could be kind of, they like that length of hair on you the best of all that they've seen. But I think in general, they just think you have beautiful hair. And we have also, so similar in age to you, so they like the age difference between the two of you. They like that you are close in age. And if you're not close in age, I think it's just they like whatever the age difference has to be, because there are a lot of people viewing this, so it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But we also have soulmate here, and with these Lenormand cards from the Intuit Oracle deck, wow, I mean, this is someone who sees you, like they're seeing the signs and symbols. With the Crow card, like they feel like the universe is pointing them to you. you know, like I said before, I feel like they struggle to measure up. They really put you on quite the pedestal because they feel like you've accomplished so much and achieved so much, and you're so determined and persevering, I think, is probably the best word to describe how they see you. And they're very attracted to that quality in you. But I think also it's a little overwhelming. But we have the Ring, and we have Swans, which also is about soulmates or twin flames, monogamous, committed love, both of these cards. So this is someone who definitely hopes for and desires a significant commitment, lifelong commitment, probably in the form of a marriage. You know, that's how most people do it, but not always. So yeah, they see you that way. And they just feel like, again, you know, with the ladybug, you have a vibrant personality. You have such a bright, cheerful, you know, coming up under the crocus, which again symbolizes cheerfulness. And the quote on here is, "It is spring again. The earth is like a child that knows poems by heart." Gosh, they just see you as so, your soul is so beautiful to them. It's like you go through some sort of hardship in life, and then it's like you just bloom again. You know, you never stop blooming out of those difficult times. And it's very comforting to them. It's very healing to them. I feel like this person just thinks about you a lot with the crow, like you're on their mind a lot. I feel as well like if this person is a healer of some type, they try to send you healing energy. They're always like wanting life to be a little bit easier for you because they do feel like you go through quite a bit in life. And yeah, they're just extremely attracted to, for you, I think it's a lot about your personality. Not that they don't also find you beautiful. I think that they do, but in terms of your looks. But what's coming up here is definitely more about personality. Of course, this deck that I made, you know, like most of the cards are about personality, so maybe it's more to do with that. But yeah, they're very impressed with who you are as a person. Like they're in love with your very soul. You know, they want to be with you in a significant way. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting for everyone who chose reading number 1. I hope that you really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here around April 1st. And no, that's not an April Fool's joke. So, all right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to everybody who chose reading number 2. So we're going to be looking at why they find you so attractive and kind of also just picking up on how they're viewing the situation with you currently. So we get outgoing and has lots of friends. I feel like they definitely see you as someone who is, you know, not afraid and also flirty. They just feel like you have a very charming, kind of gregarious personality. You're very likable. People are very drawn to you, so you're never lacking in friendship. At the same time, you have kind of like a dreamy, spacey quality. You are a very sensitive soul. So although you can be kind of bold and kind of like outgoing, there are also moments when you just get really lost in your thoughts, and they love all of those qualities about you. They love the fact that you're very sensitive. They also feel that you're very authentic. You're always who you are, you know. So sometimes you feel more outgoing, and at other times you are like, well, I need to get lost in the clouds right now. So they like both aspects of who you are. They also see you, I think, as someone who's very discerning of other people. So part of the reason maybe you have a lot of friends is because you're very good at choosing friends. Because I feel like with these 3 tarot cards here, with the 6 of Wands reversed and 7 of Swords here, it's sort of like sometimes you can tell that people are sort of like out to get your success, and they have a little bit of underhanded or ulterior motives. And you see right through it, and you're like, I'm not going to waste time on that. I'm just going to continue to pursue my own happiness because that is my right to be happy. And if someone else isn't happy, I feel sorry for them, but that doesn't mean they have the right to try to steal my happiness. So they like that about you. They do see you as someone who people get jealous of you a lot, I feel like. But they find it very attractive the way that you handle that. You're also very good looking, so they're attracted to the way that you look. And they can kind of see that, you're always still true to yourself. You're not someone who just takes those good looks and rests on that and, tries to take advantage of that. You're just who you are. You're just always being yourself. But it is because you are such a charming person. You are someone who's so likable and friendly and good looking. Like you've kind of got all of those good qualities. People do get jealous of you. So they definitely see that. Let's see what these cards are from Ship's deck that she sent me. We have Naomi Dua, God's tree, sacred stump, a symbol of God's presence and protection. You are protected and surrounded by your angels and spirit guides. It is time for wish fulfillments. So yeah, I think at some level, it's just like they see you as someone who is, just always kind of trying to focus on the good. Maybe someone who has a lot of gratitude and just tries to stay in more of like a positive vibration. You move through the world with dignity here with this Dahlia card. A wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. So they feel like you are someone who has all of these wonderful qualities, and it makes you a very dignified person because you don't get all up in your ego about it, but at the same time, you don't let people run over you either. You say, I understand maybe why you're jealous or where you're coming from, but at the same time, I'm not doing anything wrong just by exercising my qualities of being a friendly, likable person. We also have Mapownum, 5 tufts of hair, a symbol of loyalty and priestly office. You are in good hand and divinely guided. This path is destined for you. So I feel like they just see you as someone who's always really aligned with your path. You don't veer off of your own personal path. You're very true to yourself. You stay aligned very well because you know who you are and you're very true to yourself. You're like, sometimes I feel really sensitive, but that's who I am and I accept that. So we also have average height. So I don't know, they might just really like your particular height, whatever it may be. It's attractive to them. It's what they would want in that physical quality of a person's height. Now this is interesting. We have older than you and younger than you. So I feel like there could be a couple of things going on. Like maybe they're older than you and they like that. And they also like the fact that you're younger. Or it could also be that when they met you, they assumed that you were younger or older, and then they found out the truth that you were actually the other one. But whatever it is, they like it. They like something about the age difference because it's coming up twice, so it just works for them, whatever it is. So I do feel as well like this person has a very strong sexual attraction. They definitely like your looks because in these 2 little message cards we have, the first one says, I stare at your pictures because staring at your face this much in person would be creepy. Did I mention that I think you're cute? So they definitely think you're very attractive with the snake and the fox as well and get a lot of sexual energy interest. Even the beautiful bright red color of the dahlia makes me think that. So they do have a lot of physical passion for you as well. And then we have, I felt like you abandoned me, and it made me realize that I hadn't really been there for you. I get it now. I'm sorry. So, we also have the stalemate card, standoff, no way out, blocked, refusing to compromise. But then we have loons, deep commitment, uncommon bonds, reawaken lost hopes. I feel like they haven't lost hope. So if the 2 of you are going through something difficult, or if this is an issue of separation or something like that, they haven't lost hope that it will work out. And more importantly, I like the fact that they're starting to wake up to the fact that this is a 2-way street and they felt abandoned by you in some way. And that's their perception as I'm picking up on it. That doesn't mean it's the reality that you did that. But yeah, they felt somehow abandoned or rejected or let down by you. But they're seeing here that it was both of you. And they also feel like the bond between the two of you runs deeper than whatever that particular issue was. And so it's good. I feel like they're in the spirit of compromise right now. So in terms of how they're seeing this, they're very attracted to you, and they are not losing hope that this could definitely work out. So I hope that you really enjoyed that reading, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here around April 1st, which is not an April Fool's joke. That's when I'll be back. All right, bye, guys. All right, welcome to everybody who chose reading number 3. This is a very interesting reading because there's a strong energy just jumping out about kind of like being a very bohemian, anti-authoritarian, like going against the system, going against the status quo energy. And that's really like stronger than anything else, what's jumping out about what they like about you, because we have serious social justice warrior, hippie bohemian. And then we have the Fool card, which whenever I see this is from the Modern Witch Tarot deck. To me, this looks like a hippie chick from the 60s, even though this is the modern tarot. And but yeah, that to me, it looks like that's how she's dressed. And so they definitely feel like you have those qualities. And we also have this card. Oh, I love this. It says, the enemy will suffer. So you have enemies, and I think your enemy is more like, quote unquote, the man or the system, or, systems of oppression. We also have animal lovers. So I feel like you're people who really, probably very humanitarian, but also maybe environmentalist or interested in animal rights and stuff like that. But just in general, you're someone who stands up for the rights and the well-being of Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants. So let's just read the back of this card because I love that. A symbol connoting the awareness of ill will, jealousy, and envy. Anyone sending negative vibes your way will suffer the consequences as you are protected by heaven. So that's lovely. It's like, yes, you'll stand up to the enemy, and it is really the work that you're doing is for the highest good, and so you are protected in doing that. It's funny, I was just reading about Geronimo, who was an Apache leader, also a spirit guide for anyone who has these qualities, honestly. So if you want to know who your spirit guides are, if that's who you are, that you're someone who stands up for what's right and you face the opposition, you face oppression head on without fear, then Geronimo is your spirit guide. And in fact, he loves being the spirit guide for as many people as possible. In his own personal life, he led hundreds of Apache people across the country. He was a Moses figure for his people, and at one point he was told that a bullet would never pierce him, and it was true. It never happened, and so he would just run fearlessly into battle. He didn't try to sneak up and do sneak attacks, which had normally been an approach of the Apaches. He was like, I've been told this, I believe it, a bullet will not hit me. And so this is kind of the energy here with you as well. So yeah, Geronimo is a wonderful person. He's one of my spirit guides. And he, one of the things that I've become aware of about him, like I said, is that he loves for people to know. He's like, please tell people, let people know that I'm available to them. Yeah. So yes, a wonderful spirit guide to have. So I'm glad to be able to even talk about him to you guys. This is a wonderful reading. So yeah, they do see you as someone who won't stand down. You won't back down. You won't give up a fight. But at the same time, you're in it for the highest good, and you're in it for happiness ultimately. You're not in it just to win a battle for the sake of winning a battle. But it does sometimes, because it's hard work, right? And I think sometimes you go through periods of struggle, This person that you're watching this for, they really appreciate those alpha qualities, right? But they also appreciate that fact that, you know, you do get sad sometimes with this emo card. Like, they see that about you, that you get real sad, and it's sort of like life is a struggle. Maybe even particularly when it comes to money. You might be someone who's really struggled a lot with finances, or just struggling to get by. You've gone through a lot of hard times, but they feel like somehow or other you always just manage to be a free spirit, you know, and you don't let anything hold you back from doing that, you know, like they just really appreciate that. They see you in the highest regard. We have the perfectionism card. They see you as a perfectionist, and but they, not that they would want you to be that, or like hold yourself up to standards that are like, you know, that they wouldn't want you to beat yourself up, which perfectionists also do, but they appreciate the fact that you're so dedicated to, you know, we have determination and creative achievement. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So yeah. We also have the romantic poetic. So in addition to being maybe a social justice warrior and being very serious about that, and maybe getting really sad and down about that injustice that you see in the world, at the same time, you're someone who can really express yourself creatively, and you've achieved a lot. You've achieved so much in both areas. And this is interesting because next to the perfectionism card, we have measuring rod, investigation rod, a symbol of high quality and excellence. Be at your best. Be honest and disciplined. You are being watched. Display loyalty and strive for the best. So you are always striving for the best. You have very high standards for yourself. This person admires that very much. They find it extremely attractive that you're both at the same time so loving, but also so unwilling to put up with injustice. And that you find these beautiful ways to express yourself as well. And this card as well, this measuring rod part of it, it reminds me of, in Egyptian mythology, Anubis, who is my primary spirit guide, and Maat, M-A-A-T, the goddess Maat. When someone passes, together they weigh out the person's soul. They sort of like measure the quality or the worth of the person's soul. Now, I mean, our souls all have quality, but it's sort of like, you know, how did you spend your life? Did you spend your life well? And I feel like this person sees you as someone who is determined to absolutely make the best of your life, make the most of your life, do as much as you can. They see you as someone who is always interested in personal development. They also feel like the two of you, in terms of how they see the situation between the two of you, they think that you all were drawn together by fate, that it was destiny for the two of you to come together, with the Wheel of Fortune card here coming up next to the Celtic knot. Legendary, divine union, eternal love, love of a lifetime. They feel like it's almost like your souls were sort of woven together by destiny. If it's someone who believes in past lives, I think without a doubt they believe that this is a multi-lifetime connection, that your souls know each other so deeply. They also feel here, open your heart to love. The more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. They see you as someone who does that. You pour your love, and you might do it in an alpha way. You might do it in a very aggressive, assertive way when you're facing the enemy. The enemy will suffer at your hands, right? You're not going to let the enemy off the hook, but you do it for your love of all that is, for your love of the highest good. But also I'm getting the feeling here they might see you as someone who needs to open your own heart to love more. Like, you're good at putting it out there, but it's like the women on both of these decks are kind of hunched forward with their hands over their heart. It's like the heart is blocked a little bit. So I feel like that's how they see you. You're good at putting love out there, but you can't just relax backward and allow love in to the degree that they feel like they feel like you deserve that, and you don't let yourself be loved. And You know, I feel like if this person is a man, they want to be your man, you know. They want to be your boyfriend, your fiance, your spouse. They want to be the person that you would watch a tarot reading about, you know, like they want to be the person taking you out on dates and doing sweet things and all of that, and showing you that love that they feel like you deserve, but that you aren't always so open about. So it says, these are 2 message cards from them. Could we parent together effectively? I think about these big picture questions. Yeah, without a doubt, I feel like they are thinking about, you know, the possibility of, if you're not in a relationship, they think about it as like a serious business, you know. It isn't like a casual, like maybe we should date a couple times. They already know that they would want to be, quote unquote, your man or your woman, depending on it. But it also says here, I don't express my feelings very well, but that doesn't mean I don't have them. So there could be an issue of that going on as well. And maybe it is someone who expresses their feelings, but they haven't found a way to express them specifically to you. And I feel like they would like to, but yeah, they don't know how to go about doing that quite. So this was a very interesting reading. I hope that this was helpful to you. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm about to go on my hiatus. Oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck on my words. But I'll see you back here around April 1st, and that is not an April Fool's joke. That's just happens to be 2 months from now. But guys, thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to everyone who chose reading number 4. Now, the first thing that I'm getting right off the top of the bat is that this person feels like you're very adventurous. You're definitely not someone to play it safe, because we have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and then the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now, normally upright, the Four of Pentacles is someone who wants to play it safe and doesn't want to take risks, but you are bold. You are in that fiery energy. We also have, you know, there are no accidents. I just turned the cards over and laid them out, and Sagittarius happened to pop up above the Queen of Wands, which is a card that indicates someone who is a fire sign, such as a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Now, if that's not your sign, it could just be that you have a strong presence of fire signs in your astrological chart. If you don't know a lot about your astrological chart beyond just your your sun sign, then I would encourage you to read up about that. Cafe Astrology, CAFE astrology.com is a good website just to start out and start learning a little bit more. But yeah, they feel like you're very bold and adventurous. We also have Traveler, Explorer, which is so Sagittarian. Some of you definitely are going to be Sagittarians, or you have a strongly placed Jupiter in your chart. But they feel like you're always exploring. You're always wanting to have new experiences. Maybe you're interested in other cultures or languages. But they just feel like you're very interesting. And then we have 2 message cards here as well. And the first one says, you widen my perspective of the world. So I think that they see you as someone who has a very broad perspective, a very worldly, perspective on things. And they really like that. They're very attracted to those qualities within you. We also have wears jewelry. So if you're someone who wears jewelry, they like that. They think it's very pretty. They like the choices of jewelry that you wear. They might also like the idea of buying you jewelry. We get teddy bears, so I feel like they see you as a very sweet and loving person. I think they definitely want to cuddle up with you. So they see you as, maybe warm and cuddly, or there's the potential of that, but we also have guarded. So they do feel like you can put up walls a little bit sometimes, but when you let that down, you are someone who can be like a really great hugger, or they would really love to hug you and cuddle with you. Maybe they want to be your teddy bear. We also have commitment phobic, so they might see you as someone who doesn't settle down very easily. But for some reason, they're attracted to that. I think they just appreciate everything about you is what it is. They're like, you know what? You're a free spirit, and that's just how it is. They like your hair. We have long hair. So, whether your hair is short or long or whatever, they think you have beautiful hair. I'm getting that they think about maybe running their hands through your hair. If you've had long hair, but you change the length of it, I think that they they most prefer seeing you with long hair, or that's like what is most attractive to them. But in general, they do love your hair. We have twin flames, so if they know about twin flames, they might see you as that. If not, I feel like, you know, the twin flame experience more than anything else, because most of the times it seems like it doesn't work out for people. But what it does is it does inspire you to greater perspectives. It does sort of inspire you to be a better person and to raise your vibration, so to speak. And so whether they believe in twin flames or not, I feel like they see you as a catalyst for them. You're someone who is a catalyst that really causes them to change and improve their own life. Definitely a risk taker. We always also already mentioned that. Now, we have child, elephant, and tree all coming up together. Elephants are very family bonded. Parents, grandparents, children, you know, they travel together in these family units, and it's very important to them. So I feel like, and to me, tree is like your lineage, your family tree, and child. I feel like taken together, this person definitely feel an energy of being family with you, and possibly they would like to have a family with you. If you have children together, they like that. They're glad that they have children with you. They feel like it's meant to be, and they love that. So we have commitment phobic here with ball and chain coming up underneath. So I feel, you know, maybe the reason that they appreciate that you're commitment phobic is that possibly they could relate to that. I do also kind of feel like they have mixed feelings about it, though, because it's, you know, they understand not wanting a relationship to start to feel like a ball and chain experience. But at the same time, like sometimes it's hard to feel like the two of you are really committed in a way that feels maybe safe and secure. But they kind of see you as someone who kind of like goes with the flow and goes, you know, lives life by the seat of your pants. You're always doing new things. You've always got some new project that you're working on. You're not someone who gets real settled or stuck in your ways. You're always doing things new. We also have, time changes, a symbol of the temporariness of good times, coming up next to Sweet Pea, which says, blissful pleasure. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. So I feel like they see that you're someone who is totally okay with change. You embrace change, you welcome change, and you also are someone who understands that blissful, happy moments are ephemeral, so you need to enjoy them while they last. They're not going to be there forever. Nothing lasts forever. You're not someone who feels like you need to get stuck to anything. See, neither good times last nor bad times. It is for us how to navigate smoothly through rough waters. Don't get scared. Good times ahead. Yes, they definitely feel that you're someone who really goes with the punches. And when the bad times come in, you know, you can sort of remain optimistic and hopeful about the future. And when the good times are there, you try to enjoy them as long as they last. We also have a type of woven cloth, a symbol of excellence, genuineness, and authenticity. True and genuine, you can trust. They feel like they could trust you so completely. You know, Sagittarians are known for their honesty, and they feel like, you know, even if the truth hurts, you're going to be someone who's always going to tell the truth. So yeah, maybe you have a free spirit, you're a risk taker, maybe you have commitment issues, but they don't feel like you're ever someone who's going to be deceitful to them. They also feel like you're someone who really likes to share yourself with the world in some way. It's time to allow others to enjoy your creative work. So this might be creative work, but it also could be anything. You know, you're just someone who, maybe you want to share your philosophies, your ideas. If you're into mathematics, you're someone who wants to get up into a room and talk in front of a room and talk about that, or talk, you know, you don't want to just keep whatever qualities you have to yourself, your skills, your talents, your abilities. You want to share those with the world in some way. You're a risk taker. You're not holding anything back, including the beauty of your soul and your spirit and all that you have to offer in this world and in this lifetime. So we also have this card. If it's meant to be, I guess it will happen. I'm not going to take any more risks here. So I'm getting two things here. They might see you as like, even though you are a risk taker, maybe you're done taking risks with them. Or it could be that they're just leaving things up to fate right now because they themselves are not as willing to be risk takers as you. I kind of get that feeling here that they're more of like, they appreciate you being someone who's a risk taker, but at the same time, I feel like they kind of like the comfort of maybe of a ball and chain experience. Yeah, but you know, they see you as a rolling stone gathers no moss. You know, you're not someone who gets tied down very easily. And I feel like because of that, they're trying to come to this greater acceptance of, well, I guess I have to be like that as well because, you know, this person isn't going to get tied down, you know. It may not be easy for them to just stay in one place. So yeah, that's the energy that I'm getting here. But yeah, they see you as so expressive, so brave and willing to try new things. You know, always creating, always doing something new. So that's what I'm getting here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this reading has been helpful. I'll be back. I'm taking a hiatus, like I said, and I'll be back around April 1st, which is not an April Fool's joke. That just happens to be about 2 months from now. So I hope you all are well in the meantime, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Welcome to everyone who chose reading number 5. So we're going to look at what makes this person so attractive. What do they find so attractive about you? And also just sort of like how they are seeing the situation. So first, we have the deserving card. You, like all of God's children, deserve happiness, health, and love. And then underneath, we have the Four of Cups reversed with the Ace of Cups. And to me, it really confirms that, especially because they're coming up underneath each other. Because the Four of Cups is upright as someone who maybe doesn't feel deserving or who doesn't feel grateful about opportunities that are being given. But here you are so willing to accept that. You do feel that you're worthy of love, and you don't have a problem accepting that. I feel like they do see you, though, with a Page of Swords as someone who, it might be something you wrestle with a little bit. So maybe you're not like walking around always like 100% like, oh, I'm so worthy of love. You know, like it's something that maybe you've had to learn about. It's a process of understanding your worthiness. But they definitely feel that you are worthy, and they're attracted to those moments when you seem to understand it as well. And they also have a lot of love and acceptance for you when you don't. So we have round face. So whether your face is a round shape or not, they do appreciate the shape of your face. I feel like they think that your face itself is very lovely. And we have glowed up. So I feel like you're someone who's really changed a lot. And it could be in your outer appearance. It could be like you've glowed up from the inside. It could be both of those things. But they feel like they've just enjoyed. They feel so happy for you to see you sort of blossoming into the fullness of everything that you deserve. And like I said, maybe you used to be someone who didn't feel deserving. And so that glow up process was partly you just coming to a greater understanding of your self-worth. It's interesting too, because we have this card from Ship's deck. It says a symbol, King of Adinkra symbols. This is the symbol for the king. And it says a symbol of leadership and charisma. Father of the house, leader, one that takes control of situations and everyone. He exudes charisma. And it's so interesting to me because we also have the Leo sign. You all had 4 signs showing up, so there's a lot going on there with that. But we have Leo showing up and also the lion. So again, it's like they see you as someone who has a lot of, you're someone who takes on authority very well. You're not afraid to be a leader. You lead from your heart. You're just a very charismatic leader. And We also have destiny, destiny with fate coming up underneath. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. So they might feel that you are very self-directed here with this Aries card, and you're someone who just goes after your fate or your destiny. You create your own destiny in the world. But they also might feel at some level that the two of you meeting each other was fate, because you may not have chosen to meet each other, but you still did it anyway. And they feel very happy about that with this Dolphins card. Like they feel that you have been a very fun person to know. They feel like there's a lot of playfulness, a lot of good times. They love the conversation here with Gemini, and I feel like they just really love your mind. They view you as a very intellectual, intelligent person, and they see you as someone they can really have some really higher level, in-depth conversations about intellectual, philosophical topics. They feel like you have just so much wisdom to share. Okay, and then this card says, God won't die for me to die. Kind of to me, it goes along with this leadership and this lion and taking your fate into your own hands. It's a positive card showing soulful connection with spirit. You are protected and blessed. Your angel guides and spirit guides are surrounding you. So they feel like you're someone is leading some sort of important life, you know, and you're kind of not afraid to be sort of like a co-creator with God of your own destiny. You really embrace that. They might see you as a bit of a loner as well. But, you know, this is what they find attractive, so they find that very attractive. I think they see you as someone who maybe spends a lot of time on yourself in solitude, thinking or contemplating, which is why, again, you're such a good conversationalist, because you're using your mind. Like your mind is always like mulling over things, coming to greater insights, having epiphanies and all of that. We have detox time, release toxins from your body, mind, and diet. So I feel like they see you as someone who's always trying to let go of what doesn't serve you. This might go along with the glowed up thing. You know, maybe you are someone who engages in moments of detox where you just let stuff go that isn't in your best interest. And it might be changes in body, mind, and diet. Yeah. You know, like your perspective, people and situations, whatever it is, you let it go. You don't hold on to what no longer serves you. You're very focused in life. You're focused on your destiny and fulfilling that destiny. And so you're not trying to get bogged down by anything that is toxic to you. Now, I kind of feel like with this person, you probably know some of the same people, maybe have friends in common. We have the third person card, so I feel like their connection with you is complicated by these other people being involved. Now, it could be a third party, like one of you is in a relationship or something like that. But I'm almost feeling like it's more like you guys know each other through like groups of people. And I feel like this creates conflict between the two of you in some way. This person feels a bit possessive of you too. Like they're like, oh, I want you, I want you to be only mine. Like I don't even want you to be sharing that beautiful heart of yours with other friends or something. So there is a bit of a possessive quality. And they see you as someone who takes out time for yourself. So it's like, I feel like they're almost jealous of that as well. Let me see what we've got here. From these message cards, we also get, I still remember the moment we met. I have so many wonderful memories of you, and also some that make me sad. Yeah, I do feel that energy here. It's been good and it's been bad, I think it's time to move on. This has just been too painful. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the energy of where this person is in this situation with you. They admire you a lot. They feel like you've had some wonderful times together, but there's just been also a lot of tension. they might feel like you even let go of this before they did. And I think it might have hurt their feelings because they didn't want to be something toxic. They didn't want you to view them as a toxic element that you had to let go of. But it's sort of like they're coming to a greater acceptance of it at this time. So, and also seeing that there may be power struggles with the two of you. It could be that you both are sort of like because this card even says power struggles. I didn't even see that, and then I looked down. But I was feeling that way because of all of the Leo energy. Like, I feel like maybe both of you have kind of that kind of leadership qualities and could maybe butt heads because of that. But at the same time, there's been a lot of love and a lot of really good times where there's been so much harmony. But yeah, it seems like maybe both of you could be at the time, just feeling like it might be time to kind of let go. So I hope that this has been really helpful for you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And of course, like I said, I'm about to go on a hiatus. I'll still be available for personal readings. You can find out the information on that below. But in terms of putting out new content, I won't be back until around April 1st. And that is not an April Fool's joke. It just happens to be that that's about 2 months from now. So again, thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to all of you who chose reading number 6. So we have some interesting cards going on here. So I'm going to start with classes. It says learning and teaching are part of your higher calling. We also have intelligence and mental beauty here. So I feel like they see you as someone who has a lot to teach. So some of you might be literally a teacher. Some of you just might be someone who has a lot of intelligence and a beautiful mind. And you're someone who has the capacity to share that with other people and bring other people's awareness up to some sort of higher level. So we also have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like they see you as someone who's very dedicated to your work. This card here, it is a symbol of affluence, power, and abundance. And it says, abundance in all fields of life. Your love life is ascending to a higher level. A pay raise, or a new job on the horizon. So I feel like they might be seeing you as someone who's very dedicated, and you're putting in a lot of hard work. You're someone who's sort of climbing the ladder, even if that means you're climbing the ladder slowly, but you're always making improvements. It could also be that this person views this as a love connection, which is about to also ascend to a higher level. So we'll see more about that in a moment. They do feel that you can be a little bit type A here. We have bossy, arrogant, neat freak, and ironically, people person. And it's ironic because we have 3 of Cups reversed and 5 of Wands, which would indicate to me you're maybe not so much of a people person, but this is what I think is going on. I kind of get like strong Virgo vibes. That doesn't mean you have to be a Virgo, but I feel like you're maybe that kind of person who people love you. They're very drawn to you. But you're like, oh my God, well, why won't these people leave me alone? So it's like you are a people person in the sense that people really like you, but you're just like, oh my God, this is such a burden. Why won't these people just leave me alone? 3 of Cups, it's like you would kind of just rather do your own thing, but at the same time, people just love you because I think you're very genuine and authentic. You're very real, like salt of the earth, and people like that. You know, people are very drawn to that. Stoic as well, like, you know, you're just like got your nose to the grindstone, not paying too much attention to what anybody else is doing, but they're always paying a lot of attention to what you're doing. And I think you're just like, I wish they would not pay so much attention to me. But yeah, definitely I feel like there are really happy things coming into your life, and I feel like this person sees that. Maybe they also see you as someone who, so this card says, happy news, your prayer is answered in a creative way. They might see you as someone who is very good at prayer or manifestation, or you just, in sort of a practical way though, like there's an opportunity that arises and you work hard to take advantage of that opportunity so that your prayer is answered in a creative way. It's answered through you doing the hard work to kind of make it happen. So, right, we have Duafe wooden comb, a symbol of beauty and hygiene. I think this might be my second favorite card in the deck. My first favorite card, I think it showed up in reading 2, was the enemy will suffer, just because it made me laugh. It's true, you know, the enemy will suffer. But anyways, I like this. It's a wooden comb, but it has such a goddess energy, like the wide hips. It kind of just reminds me of a lot of those goddess statues like that. And then on the back, it talks about that sort of feminine goodness, love, care, and compassion, a symbol that depicts abstract qualities of feminine goodness, motherly nature, beauty. So I feel like they see you as someone who really takes care with your appearance, maybe a little bit of a neat freak even about your appearance, not one little hair is out of place, well-groomed, always good hygiene, but also just beautiful and nurturing in your own way. Nurturing in a very practical way, in a sort of like, wow, I don't really have time for this, but I'll make time for you anyway, that type of energy. So they find that very attractive. In terms of how they see this situation, I mean, we have fireworks, double rainbow, waterfall, moon, which here it says fantasy, subconscious, romance, affection. You know, like they feel so completely drawn to you, almost like you're a miracle to them. You're this beautiful miracle. They definitely feel the attraction on multiple levels. I definitely feel like this is a very spiritual love. With fireworks, there's also that element of passion, so it's both. But yeah, and we have soulmate, so they probably view you as a soulmate of theirs, or, you know, however they might view it. If you have children, they like that about you, and they like the way that you are with your children. Or maybe if you're a teacher or something like that, maybe they just like the way that you work with children, or they feel like you're good with children. As we mentioned before, you have these very nurturing qualities. We have short hair. I don't know why hair length keeps coming up in all of these, because I have so many different cards that are about physical characteristics, and mostly what's come up is about hair. So they like your hair. If you've worn your hair short, they especially, I think, like it that way. And, you know, we have this, on this card, we have someone with short hair as well. So sort of like an extra confirmation. But if you don't wear your hair short ever, then and just in general, they find your hair to be very attractive, especially coming up under this wooden comb here. They like the way you style your hair as well. You just have beautiful hair. And apparently lots of people watching these readings today do. Okay, so it also says, these are 2 little message cards from them. You've been so patient with me. Nobody's ever been this understanding of me before. Thank you. So yeah, you're a very patient person. I think on the outside, on the inside, it's a little bit hard for you, but they appreciate the fact that you have, you know, like just been so understanding in some way or other. So it also says, I've been a bit superficial. I'm trying to overcome that. So let me just pull some clarifiers. What does that mean? I've been a bit superficial. Let's ask about both of these. And I haven't done this with the other readings, but I'm just kind of curious about these. So what does this mean? You've been so patient. I've been a bit superficial. I feel like with the superficial, like maybe they were just kind of focused on the wrong things, which I suppose is what being superficial is about. Because I see this little cat, he's playing with these 2 little dice down here, but she's got this big wheel of fortune up here. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who's kind of been playing it small in their life, but you've been playing it big. And I think it's superficial, not that they're like superficial about your looks or something like that. It's more like they've kind of been focused on playing it small in life. So it's superficial. It's, you know, just stuff that's not all that important. They've been kind of wasting their time a little bit in some way. But here you are, like, playing it big with your own life. Maybe that's part of what they feel like you've had to be patient with them about. Like they had to get their act together. Okay, you've been so patient with me. Nobody's ever been this understanding. And then we have the world. I think it's the same thing. This might be someone who's been maybe a little bit lazy, you know. I see this cat representing them with just sitting here. And here you are. You're enjoying life, but my feeling is that you've had to work hard for that, because this card always reminds me of Mary Tyler Moore, and some of you are going to definitely be too young to know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I'm too young to really know, but there's this intro to this sitcom called The Mary Tyler Moore Show that was, I don't know, it was at the 60s or 70s, I think. But in the intro, you know, the intro credits, she was a working woman, you know, so it was a representation of a working woman, which is more of a new thing then, right? But she would throw her head up in the air and would be so happy. So to me, it's always this image of like someone who's worked hard for their success and now they're enjoying it. So I feel like this is someone maybe who tried to enjoy their success without working for it. And here you are, you're like putting away for a mortgage and, you know, saving up your money. And this is someone who's maybe just kind of been like playing around, being a little bit more childlike and not really looking at the big picture of their life quite as much. Which kind of reminds me of myself, you know, so I can have some empathy for this person. But so that's what I feel that's what I'm getting here. Let's see if there are any final messages. What else? I'm getting more for you guys than I have for the others. What else does this person want you to know? They definitely feel you as very nurturing, because the Star card and the Queen of Cups, it's like you're so giving. And it's like you're channeling higher dimensional healing abilities or nurturing abilities. Like you nurture in ways that are almost intangible in a way. And then at the same time, you nurture in ways that are very tangible. I definitely feel like you're someone who's good with children, with the Queen of Cups coming up here. You're just very loving. With both of these cards, these are just, gosh, like just such a beautiful, big heart. You're just an inspiration in the way that you open your heart up and just pour love out on the world, you know. So yeah, so this is really nice. I hope that that's been helpful to you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll be starting my hiatus now until around April 1st of 2020, which is not an April Fool's joke. That just happens to be about 2 months from now. So I'll see you back then. I still will be doing personal readings. So if you're interested in that, you can look for the information below. You can purchase a video reading from me or a phone reading from me at my website. You can also get me on Keen. So all of that information will be down below, as well as the information on Ship's deck if you want to reach out to her. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.